Devil May Cry reboot is
Bigger dick. What's in the can?
Desiccated squirrel semen.
Good stuff.
something that most, if not all, Devil May Cry fans wish never happened. The characters, mainly Dante and Vergil, are Timu versions of the cooler Dante and Vergil. You know, the Jackpot twins. Also, the story is mid. But what if I were to tell you, within the deepest depths of cyberspace lies something not known by many, and spoken in whispers by few. In the Devil May Cry reboot, you could play as Vergil. On March 5th, 2013, DmC Devil May Cry got a DLC by the name of Vergil's Incel Rage, a continuation of DmC Devil May Cry's critically acclaimed story. It follows a weakened Vergil, still recovering from the fight he had with Dante at the end of the main game, stumbling onto the grave of his father, or mother, I'm not sure, succumbing to his wounds and falling into limbo, which is where the game begins. But before we get into the story and stuff, I'd like to dedicate a couple minutes to how Vergil controls. Vergil feels off. Limited, even. I can't explain it, he just feels off. Where do I begin? Trick up and trick down are both mapped to the left and right shoulder buttons, respectively. Guess what else is mapped to the shoulder buttons? Dodging. So sometimes, when you want to get higher or double jump via trick up, you end up dodging instead. It's really annoying. Vergil's moveset also feels kinda limited. In past games, Vergil had his Yamato, Beowulf, and Force Edge. They each had their own moveset, and you could do some pretty long and crazy combos with them. And they were super fun to use. Here, you have only your Yamato, with its Angel and Demon mode respectively. Dante had the same Angel and Demon mode in the main game, but at least he had different weapons he could use to mix up the combat a little. Vergil just has a few basic attacks, which don't even feel as smooth as Dante's attacks. With all that being said, it's not the worst it could be. I'd say this DLC would be unplayable if you couldn't do combos, but you can. It just feels weird. That's all. Vergil's Mirage Blades make a return, and they are powerful. Mainly the move Spiral Blades. With this move, you can stun lock opponents while doing some crazy combos on them. You will be resorting to this move often. Oh yeah, you know Judgment Cut? It got heavily nerfed here. Instead of being able to cancel every move into Judgment Cut and be a total badass, you have to charge it while standing. It's so different from the better Judgment Cut, and it sucks so bad. Also, Vergil has this really funny move called Divorce. It's just a simple 3-hit combo. I just thought the name was funny. Now that I'm done rambling about Vergil's jump, let's get into the actual game. The first thing you'll notice is, unlike the main game, all the cutscenes look as if they were made in Adobe Flash, but I'll wait till later to explain why that is, or might be. Vergil is called by his mother's disembodied voice, so he decides to pretend he's Sonic the Hedgehog for a bit, and hop on a bunch of platforms and stuff. He beats up a few enemies and then gets haunted by him and his brother as kids. Ah, memories. After role-playing as Sonic again, we get introduced to a new enemy, the Wisp. Its gimmick? Shoot it with a Mirage Blade and it dies. Lamau. It's also the buggiest enemy you'll encounter, trust me. Anyways, we kill it and then Vergil's mama tells us some damaging information.
Vergil, my son, you're dead.
What?
Our new mission now is to get to the blue ball over there. I don't know why, but we have to go there. Whatever. Platforms, platforms, and more platforms. This game must really love jumping. So we arrive at the blue Gatorade dimension, kill a bunch of enemies, and then get double teamed by Cat and Dante for some reason. Next mission, we get our heart stolen from our other half and chase down a buff xenomorph from Alien because why not?
I'm coming for you! Yeah!
Blah blah blah, enemies, portals. Alright, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm getting a little bored talking about the same stuff, so the scenery is nice. Say what you want about this game, the art direction and stuff is really nice. The way the buildings bend and warp is really cool, and the overall vibe is really nice. So, the xenomorph gets away and Cat starts yapping about stuff, but I don't care to explain what's going on, so next mission. Alright, change of plans. I was going to explain each mission in depth and stuff, but that would be so boring. So instead, I'm going to summarize key points in the story to shorten things up a bit. That sound cool? Alright, let's continue. Vergil stabs the whitewashed version of Dante, which I can only assume that this is a memory of Dante manifested in limbo. Same thing with Cat. Either that, or this is the worst redesign since the Devil May Cry reboot. Wait. Vergil then meets his mother, who is currently being sexually harassed by the buff xenomorph we saw earlier. Why is he only targeting women? Is Vergil not good enough for you? I mean, he literally said.
And I got a bigger dick.
But whatever. At least I get to sleep with my Vergil body pillow every night. You're missing out, man, let me tell ya. Vergil then fights his other self, Virgin, who is also whitewashed. It was a mediocre duel. Although we do get to see Vergil do a Dragon Ball Z reference, so it isn't all that bad. Vergil then comes to terms with who he really is, his true self. He is an incel, and you know what? I don't think he wants to change. With the power of persona and virginity on his side, Vergil cleaves his way through limbo, arriving at a mansion. He comes back to the real world, revived. And I'm just gonna let this scene play out. And that's where it ends. Now for my final thoughts. Yay! So, you want to know how many missions there were? 6. 6 missions. I don't even know where to begin. I guess the people who were making this got their budget sliced in half due to the main game's lukewarm reception. Although among fans, lukewarm is a generous term.
Characters in this game just look really bad compared to their last iterations, especially Vergil, who wears a fedora and just looks like he uses 4chan or something.
That could also explain why Vergil's moveset feels so incomplete. They didn't have the money to finish him. It is kinda sad though. If they had more money, then maybe we could have had more missions. More enemies. Maybe Beowulf and Force Edge could have returned. Maybe it could have been more than mediocre. But it didn't happen. Now all that's left is a semi-incomplete game, ending on a cliffhanger that will never hope to be continued. With that being said, I must exunt. Sorry, I couldn't think of a better way to end this video.
Hedgehog, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dong looks like. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that. That looks like 2 balls in a bong. He fucked my wife. So guess what? I'm gonna fuck the earth. That's right, that's what you get. My silver laser piss. It's Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go high. I'm pissing on the moon. How do you like that, Obama? I'm